Morning everybody, another day up on the Northern Ireland Antrim coastline. The Causeway coastal route is its correct name. If you're thinking of staying in Ballycastle and you want to visit this area, then stay here. This is Glass Island B&B. We had an absolutely amazing night here. The hosts are lovely, Sharon and Podrick, and they told us where we could go down into town, which is only sort of 10-minute walk as well. We got a couple of fantastic steaks last night at O'Connor's pub, and then there was live music happening in the pub afterwards as well. Just brilliant place to stay, and the place is spotless. In fact, the breakfasts are so good. Clearly there's no sign of Trev. Yeah, I think he's having seconds, but anyway, I'm all packed up, we're ready to go, and as soon as Trev comes out, we'll see what today holds in store. Well, that was a brilliant night, and lovely hosts in a superb B&B. I feel a bit groggy today, all of the talking last night in the pub over the top of the live music, which was brilliant. We had a superb night, and you know, the thing is, Trev, as I mentioned, has been following my YouTube channel since it started, so he sort of knows a lot about me, but I know nothing about him, of course. So I spent the night just finding out Trev's life story. So we had a great night, great chat, and a couple of lovely steaks. Just a brilliant place. Great little town this, actually, Ballycastle. But seriously, if you're riding through and looking for somewhere to stay, just Google Glass Island B&B. It really was top notch. €130 for the night it was. Rooms absolutely spotless. The breakfast was incredible. I just realised I should have taken a photograph of the breakfast, but I was so hungry I ate it and then thought about taking a photograph afterwards. Beautiful little town, isn't it? So our first stop today, not too far away actually, is the Armagh Dark Hedges. I was saying yesterday, you know, everywhere I seem to go on the west coast of Ireland, the scenery just keeps progressively getting better, but I'd never been up here before, and I think this could possibly trump it all. Who would have thought it? In this tiny little country, all this wonderful scenery. So just down the road here, we're nearly approaching it. I really hope I'm not going to be let down by this, because I've seen thousands of photographs on different photography forums and travel forums online of this avenue that we're going to see, and then of course made famous again by Game of Thrones. In fact, a lot of these locations and areas that I'm riding through over the next few days have all featured in the Game of Thrones, so if you're an avid viewer of that series, you'll know exactly what I'm sort of witnessing, really. And I don't mind saying that I've never watched a single episode. I just never fancied it. Trev, however, who's behind me there still, is he? Yeah, he is. We were talking about this last night, and he binge watched the whole series. He was a bit like me, nah, can't be bothered really to get into that. And then he watched one episode and that was it, he was hooked. So when I was copying all of the footage last night, I always bring two drives away with me, one as a backup, you know, just to double copy all of the footage. And one of the drives has stopped working, so on top of the camera system that I normally use, and then the drive stopped working, then everything which happened yesterday, if you haven't watched that episode, by the way, the first episode, then go and watch it, because everywhere we seemed to go, you know, was either closed, we couldn't get a coffee or anything. I think it's down here to the left. Oh, there's a parking sign here on the right. The Dark Hedges. Parking for the Dark Hedges. No, well, that's just a hotel, obviously. So I won't be going there. My Google Maps says it's up here to the left. Dark Hedges Road. Closed to traffic. Of course it is. Unless it's permanently closed. This road is closed to traffic. I can see another biker up there as well. This really is stunning. Now there's a little story, of course there is, which I'll tell you about now. There were 150 beech trees planted as the first visual impression to this estate, called Gracehill House, by the Stewart family back in the 1770s. Whilst it may look spooky and enchanted to the audience watching the TV series Game of Thrones at home, it still carries the same air of mysticism here today. In fact, a local folklore tale haunted this corridor many years before it became world famous. The Grey Lady has been seen drifting between the trees by several credible sources over the years, and apparently she is the ghost of a chambermaid who died in the house on the estate under mysterious circumstances. Her name was Margaret, according to my research, but there is little more that people know about her or her disappearance. So sometimes we have to leave folklore to prevail. She definitely wasn't sighted today anyhow. Otherwise, you wouldn't have seen me for dust. Well, that didn't disappoint, folks. I was really dying to see that. It looked brilliant in this light as well. I don't think it would have had the same effect if it was a cloudy or an overcast day. Nothing like a bit of Irish folklore, is there? Okay, next stop. I think it's time for a coffee. In fact, I asked Trev behind me as well, would he fancy a coffee? So we have a little treat in store, I think, for the coffee stop. Hopefully it's open, unlike yesterday's coffee stops. We were gasping by the time we got to the hotel. So we are heading to Ballymoney, home of the famous Dunlop family. Anybody who's into motorbikes will know who the Dunlop family is. Well, even if you're not into motorbikes, the Dunlop family are synonymous with the road racing, especially here in Northern Ireland and of course the Isle of Man TT. I'll tell you more when we get there. It's just down the road, so enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. The green grass of home. Incidentally, folks, I've got Trev on the Intercom behind me. We got it working this morning at last, and so he's been listening to me doing a couple of pieces just as we're riding here, and he's now claiming the title as my in-ride editor, because he's just corrected me on something I was saying, which was incorrect grammar. So I'll thank Trev for that. He's going to have to come along with me on more ride-outs. He's just told me he used to work for the BBC, you know. Look at the cherry blossoms. Wow. Stunning. Look at them. Perfect time of year to be coming here, isn't it? And there is the Memorial Garden. So I'll just park up in this little car park here. The lay-by looked full outside of it, so... Oh, guess what? The car park on the left here is closed for a spring fair. Right, we'll park up here. Yeah, I know it says customers only, but we won't be long. Well, fair play, Joey. And Joey's bar, by the way, it's definitely worth paying a visit to, because, well, it's like a shrine to Joey, obviously. But that was brilliant, just to pay our respects there. Trev's gone on ahead of me now, but he's gone off to try and find somewhere to park, because we're heading towards the Giant's Causeway. And we were told by the owner of the B&B we stayed in last night that it's £13 sterling to park in the official car park, which we really don't fancy paying. So he's gone off to have a little scout. It's very windy today. I don't know if you can hear that on the mics. But yeah, I really enjoyed being in that memorial garden. I mean, I know he's many accolades to his name, as Joey Dunlop, as have the rest of the family as well, William and Michael. But to win 26 Isle of Man TT races, I mean, it's a thing of imagination, boyhood dreams. If any of you are tuning into these videos because you're thinking about getting a motorbike and thinking about maybe, you know, going off touring on a motorbike, then first of all, welcome. Second of all, don't think about it, just go and do it. I know there's a whole safety thing involved with motorbikes, but as soon as I mention to most people that I'm a biker, oh god no, I don't like bikes, they're too dangerous, it's normally the response I get. They're only as dangerous, really. He says that now they're getting carved up by a car. I was going to say they're only as dangerous as the rider. That's absolutely factually incorrect. As you saw there, I had about 6 inches between me and that car. And that's Rathlin Island out there. I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Many tales of myth and mystery surround Rathlin. Perhaps the most famous tells of Robert the Bruce. In 1306, the Scottish king took refuge on Rathlin, where he watched a spider persevering again and again to bridge a gap within its web. Eventually it succeeded, and taking inspiration from the spider's efforts, he returned to Scotland and regained his crown. It must have been a money spider. The ferry to Rathlin Island travels just 6 miles across the Sea of Moyle to reach the island, which is also 6 miles long and only 1 mile wide. It is also home to a slowly increasing population of around 160 people. The island has a range of accommodation to suit different needs: a pub, a restaurant, community shop and a gift shop, all offering Rathlin-produced crafts. Pony trek and nature photography workshops, all but to name a few. I've never been, but unfortunately I won't be going on this trip, as I feel as though it needs at least a day to make a dent in it.
This is where I need a DCT clutch. Wow, this is testing the riding skills. I think this could actually rival the west coast of Ireland for scenery. I think every time I go away on the west coast, I keep saying that every trip the scenery seems to be getting better. But it's not just the west coast. Can't believe I've never been up here before. Lived here 20 years. Okay, keep your attention on the job in hand here, Dave. This is really quite nerve-wracking, I'll be honest with you. As I've said, you really need to know your bike. This is amazing. So this is on the Tor Head Peninsula, in case you're looking at this thinking I've got to go there. You really do. So that's a real clear shot of Scotland on the horizon. Mull of Kintyre is literally opposite us. Stop looking over there, Dave. Much more pressing things to deal with here. This is amazing. Sorry. I've got to expand my vocabulary because I know, I'm aware, I just keep saying this is amazing. Is this the island of Ireland's best kept secret? Or does everybody know about it, just not me? I'll be totally honest, if Trev wasn't with me, I'd be a nightmare here because I'd be stopping every 20 yards to take photographs. So I'm delighted he's with me. Giant's Causeway, half a mile down here. It's all very pretty, isn't it? This looks like the official car park up here. Coach there, other tourists. Hopefully I'll see Trev up here. I presume I'm going in. Causeway Hotel. Lots of people about. What a beautiful day for it. Hello sir, how are you? Good man. I'm actually looking for a colleague on another motorbike. You haven't seen him, have you?
No, we come up this way.
Right, okay, well I'm going to turn around. That's the car park there, is it?
Yeah, that's the National Trust car park.
Alright, okay, how much is it to park for a motorbike?
In there we'll charge you £10.
£10 sterling?
Yeah, with ours, if there's 3 motorbikes we could do a deal with £10, like, but we can't, we'll cost you £10 and then you get a wee voucher. Go into the hotel and you get the £10 off your food and drinks.
Oh jeez, that sounds like a bargain. You keep that sun cream on you. I'll talk to you in a tick. Thanks buddy. Nice man. He was very keen we park in his car park, but yeah, that's a bargain. He's literally doing it for half price, and then you can redeem the voucher you get for that towards your food and drink. Great. We'll try and get the 2 bikes into one spot. The guy was very keen to strike a deal with us to do it. All good?
Yeah, that's alright. Just I'll be putting another car on there.
Perfect.
So just take over.
Yeah. Are we good here, yeah?
For your own safety.
Good lad.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on.
Good man. Thank you. Some great characters up here. We've met lots of them already.
This is the Giant's Causeway. I wasn't actually expecting to get down to here. That was very easy. Pay your money in the car park and just follow the route down. Bypass the visitor centre and everything. Just came straight down here. 10-minute walk. Well, maybe 15-minute walk with the biker gear on, but nevertheless worth doing. And look at this in front of me. A lot of American accents here, so tourist season has officially started in this part of the world. Now, allow me to share a little bugbear of mine. As you know, I have the drone with me, and on every bus and vehicle which has come down, like the official vehicles which bring people down as well, big sign in the front windscreen of every one saying no drones allowed. Now you can't tell me that a drone is going to cause any damage compared to letting thousands, hundreds of thousands of people walking on the actual stones. How's a drone going to damage this? I suppose if there was 100 drones in the air and one crashed, then I wonder what the reasoning is there. So sorry folks, I can't bring you any drone footage of this, as much as I would love to. You'll have to settle for a barrage of photographs instead. But nevertheless, what an incredible place to visit. Steady as you go, Trev. Of course, it's much more difficult wearing motorbike clobber, isn't it?
Yes.
That's my excuse. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Do you enjoy your job?
I do enjoy my job, most of the time.
I couldn't imagine being anywhere nicer. Thank you for guiding us.
No problem.
Have a lovely day.
You too.
All the best. Right, we made it, Trev.
Yes.
Well, that was a great little stop. We weren't actually planning on getting down there today because I thought we could ride past somewhere and just have a glimpse at the rocks. But of course what we did and what happened was so much better. The car's a bit smoky in front of me. But I, for some reason, thought it was going to take like a full afternoon or something to go down there, which is why I was sort of a little bit hesitant. But no, that's the way to do it. So thanks again to Sharon from Glass Island B&B for recommending us to go to the hotel and just going down the steps behind the hotel there. Very good. Great spot for lunch. Okay, I'm thoroughly refreshed after that. Ready for another afternoon of riding around the Causeway coastal route. So I'm heading to Dunseverick Castle now, which is only 6 minutes from the Giant's Causeway. So retracing our steps ever so slightly. But always a pleasure in a place like this. It's a real shame that hotel didn't have tables and chairs outside, because it's just approaching tourist season now at the time of filming this video anyway, and that would have been delightful on a day like this just to sit outside. And the dining room itself wouldn't be overly large, so in the height of summer I don't know how they would actually cater for all the people wanting food, but they obviously know, they obviously have a plan. But if you want to go there, I would seriously ring or check on the website to see if you could book a table. Alright, there's a little brown sign here. Trev is going to wet himself laughing. That's the castle. My tour guide skills need a bit of brushing up, they really do. Oh yeah, should we even bother getting off the bikes? No, go on, we have to get a quick photograph. Dunseverick Castle, look at that. Bet you're pleased you made the journey. So we'll leave that massively impressive castle behind us, and this is a beach I've often heard about from people who I know, friends who holiday up here, and they've always said, is it White Bay Beach or White Park Bay beach is incredible. So let's have a little look at that. So this is it. Don't think we'll get the bikes down there, we might have to park up momentarily. Folks, I really wish I had brought the textile jacket. In fact, no, I'm not just making excuses here. If I had the textile jacket with me, I would have actually ventured down and done the walk down to the beach. But I know all the way down there and back up again in this heat, wearing all of this clobber, it just wouldn't have been a good idea, especially since I've done the Giant's Causeway earlier as well. Oh, it's very slippy here, watch that. Okay, so our plan of action now, I really wish I could have just lay on the beach for an hour. That would have been something else. So yeah, the plan now is we're heading over to Coleraine Way. I'm not going to really stop in Coleraine, we're going to skirt around it, in the hope that I can get some petrol. But oh look at it, is that a buzzard? It is a buzzard. Buzzards learnt to hover after following the actions of kestrels, did you know? A kestrel used to be the only bird of prey which could hover, and the buzzards followed their habits, and that's why kestrels have pretty much been wiped out. I remember you used to see kestrels everywhere, especially over motorways, on motorway verges, and now all you see, well certainly here in Ireland and England of course, is buzzards, as well as a load of kites. Not so much in Ireland. Down in County Wicklow there are a load of kites, but in England, every time I'm over there with work, there's red kites everywhere. Anyway, so the plan is, like I say, we'll skirt around Coleraine, try and get a bit of petrol, and then we're heading up to McGilligan's Point. That's the sort of furthest northwest point of Northern Ireland, and indeed the Causeway coastal route. I'm gonna go cheap as it wants me to go. Right, what? Dunseverick Giant's Causeway. We'll go this way. It's only an extra couple of minutes. I'll just wait for Trev. He see me anyway, he'll turn around. It's worth doing this because this is the coastal route, of course. And when we get to McGilligan's Point, there's a ferry, a vehicle ferry, which can take us then over on a short crossing into Donegal. And then the plan is, I'm saying this afternoon, it's halfway through the afternoon, we're after 3 p.m. now. So the plan is to ride down the coastline in Donegal to Derry, which is where we're staying tonight. And that, if all goes well, should be another fun-packed day. So sit back, enjoy the scenery. I've just seen another sign for a castle, Dunluce Castle in 200 yards. Ah, no, this is what I call a castle. That's more like it. That's what I've been expecting to see. This is incredible. See, Trev? Told you I'd find you a castle. I'm going to turn right into here. Gotta have a little look at this. Trev's went on. Our intercoms keep breaking up. Well, actually, I think mine keeps turning itself off. I must get the hang of it. I don't think I'm working it right. I won't take a car park space. No, that's more like it. This is brilliant. I don't think I can get the drone up, guys. Even if I am allowed to get the drone up here, I probably can't because it really is blowing a gale. I know you can't tell that on camera, but let's go and get a few shots of the castle anyway. So at last we got to see a castle, and it was worth saving the best until last. It looked amazing, but however it was better, I think, as you saw when we were riding past it, it was better from the roadside view than what it looked to be from the inside. They wanted £6 for an adult to go in, and well, time is pressing on. And as Trev said, who's in front of me there now, he says, I wouldn't care if they've done it up a bit, I wouldn't mind paying the £6. So we've saved £6 each there. We're doing well with the money today. He can hear me on the intercom, he's just giving me a thumbs up there. So we are heading towards, oh look at that beach down there. If I can stop oohing and ahhing, we are heading towards McGilligan's Point now, and hopefully that, I'll just angle the camera up a bit. I thought it was going a bit droopy. It's me age. And hopefully the ferry is running. That's some beach. Oh wow. And look at the colour of the water and the white horses. It's like being in the south of France or something. We're on the top of the coast of Ireland. I really do think that these are the hottest 2 days we've had this year. I'm delighted for Trev. It would have been an awful experience if it had come over in lashed rain. But this is a bit special. It's normally at this stage in the day I start getting the hotel anxiety again. I'm not quite sure, are we going left here, Trev? Yeah, I think straight on as well. It probably only adds a minute, but it'll be much more scenic. So we're heading up towards Port Rush and Port Stewart now. Famous for its golfers, of course. Rory McIlroy's from up this part. Now Trev, when we stopped off there at the castle, Trev said we rode past a... Oh yes, he's correct. We rode past a petrol station. Trev has done an advanced riders course. I wonder if that means he can spot petrol stations better than me, because I totally missed it. Anyway, this is good news, because my petrol gauge does go down very quick. Alright, I'll just fill up back with you in a tick. I hope they don't cancel this ferry because of the wind. and that's Donegal over on the other side. So we're back into the Republic of Ireland. Well, not quite, but we will be soon. Back into kilometers per hour rather than miles per hour. I'm literally having to lean the bike into the wind again. It's really strong. Please, ferry, be working. Ferry terminal 150 yards ahead. 150 yards of anxiety. Parking only. Do we go in there? Doesn't look like we go into that compound, does it? I think straight on, mate. Sorry folks, I'm talking to Trev here on the intercom. Oh, we should have. Oh, well, let's do it then, yeah. Can you see any sight of the ferry? No. I can't. It's probably in a compound somewhere getting repaired. No one I'll look over the last 2 days.
Up on the level, don't go over the height thing.
Don't go up on the height. Just stay on this level to the left.
Don't go by the wall there, you know.
No problem. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, he's saying don't go by the wall because the front, as you can see, just slopes down a little bit, and we wouldn't want that. That would not be good. Leave it in first gear as well. I'd say this could be rough enough. The sea looks choppy. Well, I'm saying the sea, this is Loch Foyle. This separates the Republic of Ireland between Northern Ireland. Mad, isn't it? Jeepers, that's good driving, lads. That was very choppy. Thankfully it was only a 7-minute crossing. Don't know how much it was because Trev paid for it and he won't tell me how much it is, so there you go. You'll have to Google that one. Well, that's an added little bonus. This lovely young man has just said he's going to let us go first. Hope he wasn't expecting a tip. Oh, that's tight. Look at the wall there. I'll wait for his say-so. Thank you. Lots of bikers crossing. Brilliant stuff. In a different country now. Okay, next stop, Derry. This should be a gorgeous ride down. So folks, we're back in the north. We're just entering Derry. I don't know what side of Derry we're coming into actually. The Peace Bridge is lovely, isn't it? It's quite apt that we finished our little journey 25 years after the Good Friday Agreement was made. And folks listening at home on the camera, Trev has just said to me through the intercom, it feels like 25 years since we've been trying to meet up. And on that note, folks, we did it. This is the end of the Causeway coastal route. Just want to say huge thanks. We've had an incredible day yet again. Fun-filled, action-packed day. Everybody's safe. I didn't run out of petrol, and we're both still very refreshed. Well, we're wide awake anyway because we're riding GSs, of course. So much to be said for these bikes. Oh, here we go. But that's a no entry, so it's not up that side. Sorry. No, still can't multitask. That came upon me very quick. Well, this is sort of in the middle of nowhere. I hope this place does food, unlike last night. Otherwise we're in trouble, because we ain't walking anywhere from here. Anyway, looks a big place. It says, please do not park in front of the entrance. I wonder if they mean motorbikes. So I've just checked in. This looks great. Absolutely perfect for the night. Nice and clean. Smells fresh. Looks good. The sun is streaming through the windows. And they have a restaurant. And secure bike parking around the back, which we're even more delighted about. So, good night, everybody.
But before we do leave you for our final part of this journey, Trev and myself would like to thank you all for riding along with us over these 2 episodes. You all know about my love affair for the island of Ireland at this stage, and this magical kingdom never ceases to conjure up jaw-dropping scenery. Every road, every bend creates another memory. If you've never been to this part of the world, do yourself a favour and pop it on your bucket list. I'd now like to finish how I started this journey by paying my final respects to the 8 unsung workers who died whilst building the Titanic. 3 of them still to this day unidentified. Rest in peace. There's a saying I learned when I moved to Ireland. It resonates within me and through everyday life. It's a good luck saying, no matter where your journey may take you, and it goes like this. Go Nairi on Boha Lad.